YouTube, what up? We are back, baby. I have been wanting to post a lot of NFL betting videos, but I have had to be patient, and I appreciate anybody being patient as well. I'm waiting till we get a little deeper into next week so I can get some official injuries, see some official practice reports, injury reports, make sure everything's clear to go, and then start firing on some teams. I got a lot of teams I want to fire on, but I want to wait until I see some of those practice reports to make sure everything's good, and then I'll start betting those games, start making videos on those games. I will post about what I bet first, though, on my Twitter, and I will link that, or I'll tell you what the handle is in the comments and the description, so go ahead and follow me there, check that out so you don't miss when I officially bet these games. But in today's video, I wanted to just make it more daily rant style. We just had a day, we had Thursday and we had Saturday of college football, so there's a lot to talk about there. I figure we'll start with the Thursday game, Colorado hosting North Dakota State. And I'm not going to talk in this video about, because I know on this channel we talk about a lot of analytics, mathematical numbers, etc., etc. I more so just want to give you my gut feeling on the game. We'll talk about some analytical scenarios within the game that were played horribly. But no, I didn't study everybody's box score in this game. I just know off memory kind of what everybody did, and I watched 99% of the game. So let's get into it. First off, hell of a game. A lot of back and forth. It was a fun game to watch. Great game to kick off the season. You know, Colorado, everybody they either love Colorado, they hate Colorado. I personally just find it fun to see how it plays out either way. I guess I slightly root against Colorado just because I know how obsessed everybody is with Shadeur Sanders. And I think I'm not a Shadeur Sanders guy. I know everybody acts like this guy's number one quarterback in the nation. So I kind of like to root against them and troll a little bit against them just because it's fun. It's funny. But yeah, the game was very good. North Dakota State is no joke. That team is very, oh man, this is a weird one to say because I want to say well coached because they don't make a lot of mistakes and they're high IQ, like they make good reads. The quarterback I like a lot, but the coach really, really fucking blew this game at the end. So I don't want to say the coaching's great because the decision making at the end of the game was piss poor and totally took them out of the game. But yeah, let's just start. I would say the quarterback, North Dakota State, overall, high IQ, a gamer, just a baller. The guy made a lot of plays with his feet. For the most part, would make the right read, a lot of checkdowns, but we're totally good with that. It was just smart, safe reads. And they did a good job of moving down the field. Couple penalties cost them some drives it was just kind of like play killers, drive killers. They were rolling. A couple penalties killed their momentum. But yeah, overall, I thought their offense looked really good. Colorado's defense, I thought, looked like total shit. But because they won the game, nobody's going to really talk about that because Colorado has to be the best because everybody loves Dion and Shadeur. But their defense was shit. They did not seem to really have an answer at all for Colorado's offense until they started to get a little lucky with penalties and whatnot, and then some poor decision-making at the end on the coach of North Dakota State. That defense, I mean, imagine that defense playing fucking Georgia, bro. They're going to get ran through. They're fucking nothing compared to the big dog teams. North Dakota State's nice, but this is not a team that's usually playing these types of games. They're usually playing, much lower level competition. So let's not act like they just beat Georgia. They didn't beat, they didn't just beat Notre Dame. They didn't beat it was a nice win. It's like beating a really, really good Division II football team, but they didn't. Let's not act like they beat one of the big dogs here. They were favored, I think, 10.5 points in this game. They did what they were supposed to. They didn't even cover the game. They almost lost. If the coach wasn't a fucking idiot, they very well could have lost if they had the proper time left on the clock to get that game-winning drive completed. They fell like 5 yards too short right at the end. So all they needed was a little more time. I will say, though, to give Colorado players credit that deserve it, the Colorado receivers are absolute monsters. Travis Hunter, he's the man. He's so fucking good. That first touchdown he caught, it was just like a simple curl route, and he turned it into a whatever it was. Was it a 40, 50-yard touchdown? Whatever it was, he caught it, made a guy miss. I don't even think he got touched on it. It just looked like, to me, it was like, he looks like Tyreek Hill out there. He caught it, made a guy miss in 2 seconds, and you blink and he's in the end zone. He's just that explosive. And the other guy, Horn, I don't want to get his name wrong. I think it's Jimmy Horn. I might be messing it up, but he was a monster too. I know he had like 198. They had another receiver too. They have 3 receivers, I remember. I'm blanking on the other receiver's name, but fast. The receivers are fast, and I think they're going to make Shadeur look better than he is, because these guys, you get them in open space, they can just kill these defenders with the yak yards. They are monsters. So that is Colorado's strength, I would say. The receivers look great. Shadeur Sanders, man, last year I was so unimpressed with him. Everyone would say, oh, the O-line. Bro, last year, if you watch those games, it's not like he was just getting sacked because of the O-line, bro. You got to know, you got to have a running clock in your head sometimes and be like, after a certain point, I either got to throw this at somebody's feet and just live to see another play, or scramble and throw this out of bounds. But last year, this dude was just too comfortable. Everyone acts like this guy's a pocket presence god. No, he just sits in the pocket, even when it's long overdue, and it causes him to get sacked a lot because he's not anticipating getting rid of the ball. He's trying to, I feel he's a stat patter. He likes to stay in the pocket and take sacks so it doesn't mess up his completion percentage. His stats can look all nice and pretty. But if you really dive into it, the guy gets sacked all the time. I know the O-line was better this game. I'm just saying what I'm projecting deeper into the season. We're going to see a lot more similar narratives as last year, where Shadeur struggles because he's not the smartest guy. He's not the fastest guy. He's going to get sacked. He's going to make some mistakes. And we're going to do what we did last year. We're going to blame the O-line. We're going to blame the defense. Look, I don't mind blaming the defense. I think they're shit. But on the offensive side of the ball, I'm not just going to blame the O-line. If Shadeur ends up, getting too comfortable back there again and taking sacks or whatever, But yeah, he had a good game. It didn't change how I feel about Shadeur Sanders. I'm not a fan. I don't think this guy's a first round overall pick like Prime and all these Prime sexuals like to say. I foreshadowing another video, but I much prefer the kid we saw last night in Arizona. That kid is way better than Shadeur Sanders. I think Shadeur Sanders, basically, like, his ceiling, I think he's like a poor man's Geno Smith. Like, he can make some good throws, but I don't even think he throws the ball as good as Geno. And they're both similar because they don't really make a lot of plays with their legs. They can make it work a little bit, but they are not they're not smooth with their feet, in my opinion. They are just kind of awkward when they try to scramble. It doesn't look pretty, and that's kind of the archetype I have for him, a poor man's Geno Smith. But let's talk some of these late game scenarios. North Dakota State, their back's against the wall. They are down, and they are driving with like 5 minutes left, okay? And this moron coach, because you have to score and then you have to get a stop. That's the scenario. You got to score and you got to get a stop. They were down, whatever they were down. It was 2 possessions, though. So they had to score and they had to get a stop. And they were running the ball way too often on first down. What the fuck are we doing when there's no time left, essentially, and we're running the ball on first down? I get 3rd and 4th down scenarios because you just need to move the chains. But when the time is against you, do not run the ball on first down 2 possessions, 5 minutes left. Colorado's defense is shitty. Stop giving them that respect. So that was the first error. there was at least a couple times where they would run a ball for 0 to 1 yards on first down, and you look up, 30, 40 seconds are off the clock for nothing. They got nothing out of it. At least if you throw it's incomplete, the clock stops. Who cares? So that was a huge error. Then, the fucking worst error. 4th and 1 they have. They call QB sneak. It was kind of awkward. The quarterback goes, looks like he fails, catches himself, boom, and he bursts through a hole. And looks like it would have been a touchdown or a big play. This fucking coach calls a timeout right before the play on 4th and 1 while they have the ball. You cannot burn timeouts there. You need all your timeouts or else you cannot give Colorado the opportunity to do any kneeling of the ball. You need them to run 3 plays, timeout, 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 get the ball back. That's what you need. You cannot have a play where they are able to drain 40 seconds off the clock. That's essentially what you are giving them the opportunity to do. When you burn it on offense, you can't do it on offense. Dan Campbell, a guy I will never forgive, just out of principle, in the NFC, excuse me, guys, in the NFC Championship last year, he had some of the worst game management you'll ever see in any level of football. Could have kicked the field goal, went up 17, instead goes for it. You kick the field goal there, the game is over. And so now anytime a coach messes up, I relate it back to Dan Campbell. So with North Dakota State, this guy went Dan Campbell, and you never go full Dan Campbell. That is the dumbest fucking thing you can do. Coaches need to stop losing these games and give their players a chance. You have to give your guys a shot at winning the game. You cannot lose the game for them by calling these timeouts that essentially mathematically make it impossible to win the game. It's so fucking dumb. And so that happens. Now they're getting drained on the clock. And then we got another fucking Einstein on the other end, Shadeur Sanders. In the post-game pressers, they said this was Shadeur's fault. Whoever it is, whether it's Dion or Shadeur, one of them's a fucking idiot, maybe, and probably both. They had that first, all they had to do was either run the ball to zeros or take knees. And this fucking stat patter, Shadeur Sanders, chucks a 40, 50-yard bomb because he's saying they're playing cover 0 and it's tempting. Well, homie, there's fucking no time left. You're there to win the game. This dude chucks up a ball, incomplete, and gives North Dakota State the smallest chance ever. But now they give him a chance. And like we saw, it came down to that Hail Mary, which was 5 yards short. And if they had more time, they'd probably win that game. So it's literally just some of the lowest IQ decision-making you're ever going to see in a strategy game. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on the game, guys. Just so bad on the decision-making of both teams. Colorado is lucky and fortunate enough to advance. Travis Hunter was awesome. I will say that. The receivers were awesome for Colorado. Shadeur Sanders, I think we will see him fail and struggle later on this year. Everybody going to be on the bandwagon. They're going to make the playoff. Heisman, all this shit. They said the same thing last year. This dude showed us who he was last year. Let's be honest, guys. He going to show us again. If not, I'll eat shit. But I don't think he's the man. I don't think he's the guy. We'll see how it plays out. It was a fun game. Nonetheless, as fans, it's so nice to have football back and just be able to have the whole nation watching a game and tweeting and talking shit on both sides and just having something to watch. Because holy fuck, it was a long summer. Nobody wants to watch baseball and all these other bullshit nothings that are on TV. So thank God football's back and we have some stuff to watch and talk about again. And I'll probably make some more videos about some of the other games. There's a lot of good games to talk about. So we'll see. And I'll catch you in the next one, boys. A lot of NFL betting videos will be coming soon. So that's the bread and butter of this channel. So stay patient. They're coming. Peace.